You know what's absolutely fascinating? We can set an alarm to remind ourselves to take medication, to drink water, to call our mom, but we never think to set an alarm to remind ourselves to speak hope back into our lives. We schedule everything except the one thing that could transform our entire day, our entire mindset, our entire reality. What if I told you that saying one simple phrase every hour when you feel hopeless could literally rearrange the molecular structure of your circumstances? What if hope isn't something you wait for, but something you summon? Now, I know what you're thinking. Here we go again with another positive thinking speech. But hold on, because this isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's falling apart. This isn't about toxic positivity or putting on a fake smile while your world crumbles. This is about understanding something most people never learn, that your words in moments of despair are either building bridges to your breakthrough or digging deeper holes into your darkness. And just like all our content here, this won't be a 2-hour lecture filled with fluff. We keep it short, powerful, and immediately actionable. Because your transformation matters more than my word count. You're here because something inside you refuses to give up, even when everything around you suggests you should. You're here because despite the disappointments, the setbacks, the moments when you wanted to throw in the towel, there's still a spark in you that believes things can change. And that spark, my friend, is about to become a flame. The phrase I'm going to give you today isn't magic, but it creates magic. It isn't a miracle, but it invites miracles. It's 7 words that, when spoken every hour during your darkest moments, begin to shift something invisible but incredibly powerful. Your vibration, your frequency, your electromagnetic signature that tells the universe what to send you more of. Those 7 words are this: something beautiful is coming for me. Now, before you dismiss this as too simple, let me ask you something. What have you been saying to yourself every hour when hopelessness hits? Probably things like, "This is never going to get better," or "Why does this always happen to me?" Or, "I can't take much more of this." Those are also 7-word phrases, and they've been working perfectly. They've been creating more of exactly what you don't want. See, your subconscious mind doesn't care if what you're repeating is true or false, positive or negative. It just takes your most frequent thoughts and feelings as instructions for what reality to create. When you keep saying, "Nothing ever works out for me," your subconscious says, "Got it, boss," and starts filtering your perception to notice more evidence of things not working out. It literally makes you blind to opportunities and blessings because you've programmed it to expect failure. But when you start saying, "Something beautiful is coming for me," every single hour, something extraordinary happens. Your subconscious begins scanning your environment for signs of beauty, for signs of good things approaching. It starts highlighting possibilities instead of problems. And here's the scientific part that might blow your mind. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system that filters information based on what you consistently focus on. Change your focus, change your reality. It's that simple and that profound. Hope isn't a feeling you wait for, it's a choice you make. And when you make that choice every hour, especially in your darkest moments, you're not just speaking words into the air. You're issuing commands to the quantum field, instructions to the universe about what frequency you want to align with. Because here's what most people don't understand about hopelessness. It's not actually about your circumstances. It's about the story you're telling yourself about your circumstances. 2 people can face the exact same challenge. One sees it as evidence that life is against them. The other sees it as a setup for something beautiful. Same situation, different story, completely different outcomes. When you feel hopeless, your brain is essentially stuck in a loop, repeating the same thoughts that created the hopelessness in the first place. This is terrible. Nothing will change. I'm stuck. It's hopeless. This is terrible. And round it goes. But when you interrupt that loop with, "Something beautiful is coming for me," you literally break the pattern. You give your brain new data to process. And your brain, being the incredible pattern recognition machine it is, starts looking for evidence to support this new statement. I want you to understand something profound about timing. The moment when you feel most hopeless is actually the moment when you have the most power to change everything. It's when your old patterns have exhausted themselves, when your usual coping mechanisms have failed, when you're forced to either surrender to despair or choose a different path. In that moment of rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. And that's when these 7 words become most powerful. The universe has a funny sense of humor. It often delivers our breakthroughs disguised as breakdowns. It sends our biggest blessings wrapped in our biggest challenges. What feels like the end is often the beginning. What looks like defeat is often the setup for victory. But you have to stay in the game long enough to see the plot twist. And staying in the game means managing your mental state hour by hour, moment by moment. Let me tell you about the power of hourly declarations. When you commit to saying, "Something beautiful is coming for me" every hour, you're creating what I call emotional momentum. One declaration might feel weak, but 12 declarations in a day? 24 in a day? That starts to build a frequency, a vibration that becomes unstoppable. It's like compound interest for your faith. Each declaration builds on the last one, creating a crescendo of hope that drowns out the voices of doubt. And here's something beautiful that happens when you practice this consistently. You start to notice that something beautiful is always coming for you. Maybe it's a text from a friend, a moment of unexpected kindness from a stranger, a song on the radio that perfectly speaks to your soul. Maybe it's a job opportunity, a solution to a problem, or just a sunset that reminds you that beauty still exists. When you're looking for beauty, you find it. When you're expecting good things, they show up. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. Your focused attention becomes magnetic. What you seek begins seeking you. And the more you practice this, the more evidence you collect that the universe is actually on your side. Now let's get practical, because hope without action is just wishful thinking. Here's how you implement this life-changing practice. Set 12 alarms on your phone, one for every hour you're awake. When each alarm goes off, stop whatever you're doing, take a deep breath, and say out loud, "Something beautiful is coming for me." Say it with conviction, even if you don't feel it yet. Say it like you're placing an order with the universe. Say it like you mean it, because you do. The power isn't just in the words themselves. It's in the repetition, the consistency, the unwavering commitment to hope, even when hope feels impossible. You're retraining your mind, reprogramming your expectations, rebuilding your faith 1 hour at a time. And yes, people might look at you funny when you stop in the middle of a conversation to make your declaration. Let them. You're not trying to win a popularity contest. You're trying to win your life back. Some days, you'll remember every alarm. Other days, you'll miss a few. That's okay. Perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Each time you remember to speak hope into your day, you're making a deposit in your miracle account, and those deposits compound. But here's where most people mess this up. They expect immediate results. They say the phrase a few times, and then check their life like they're refreshing their email, expecting everything to be different. That's not how transformation works. Real change happens in the invisible realm before it manifests in the physical realm. You're planting seeds of hope, and seeds take time to sprout. The key is to stay consistent, even when you don't see immediate evidence, even when your circumstances haven't changed yet, even when the voices in your head are screaming that this is pointless. That's when your faith gets tested, and that's when your faith gets strengthened. I want you to understand something about the phrase, "Something beautiful is coming for me." It's deliberately vague because the universe is more creative than your specific expectations. If you say, "I'm going to get exactly $10,000 by Friday," you limit the universe to one very specific outcome. But when you say, "Something beautiful is coming for me," you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. Maybe it's money, maybe it's love, maybe it's healing, maybe it's an opportunity you never saw coming. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's clarity, maybe it's a breakthrough that changes everything. The universe knows what you need better than you do. Your job is to stay open, stay expectant, and trust the process. And here's a secret that will accelerate your results. When something beautiful does show up, no matter how small, acknowledge it out loud. Say, "Yes, something beautiful came for me today." Even if it's just finding a parking spot or receiving a kind word, celebrate it. Gratitude for small beauties opens the door for bigger beauties. The universe loves appreciation, and appreciation is magnetic. When you appreciate what you have, you attract more to appreciate. Let me address the elephant in the room because I know some of you are thinking it. What if you've been saying this for days or weeks, and things seem to be getting worse instead of better? What if your declaration feels like a lie because nothing beautiful seems to be coming? First, understand that sometimes things get messier before they get cleaner. Sometimes the universe has to clear out what's not serving you to make room for what is. Sometimes the job you lose is making way for the career you're meant to have. Sometimes the relationship that ends is clearing space for the love of your life. Sometimes the door that closes is protecting you from a path that would lead nowhere. What feels like devastation might actually be redirection. What looks like punishment might actually be preparation. The universe isn't cruel, it's precise. Every loss is creating space for a gain. Every ending is creating space for a beginning. But you have to trust the process even when the process looks chaotic. Second, remember that your definition of beautiful might be different from the universe's definition. You might be looking for beautiful in the form of money, but the universe sends beautiful in the form of inner peace. You might be expecting beautiful as a new relationship, but the universe delivers beautiful as healing from past trauma that allows you to attract healthy love. You might want beautiful to look like a dream job, but the universe gives you beautiful as the courage to start your own business. Stay open to beauty in forms you didn't expect. Third, understand that the universe works on divine timing, not your timing. You want your miracle today, but the universe might be orchestrating something for next week that will blow your mind. You want your breakthrough this month, but the universe might be lining up all the pieces for a breakthrough next month that's bigger than anything you imagined. The universe isn't slow, it's strategic. It's not late, it's precise. Your job is to stay faithful to your hourly declarations, even when the timing doesn't match your preferences. And finally, consider that the most beautiful thing coming for you might be the strength, wisdom, and resilience you're developing by going through this challenging time. Sometimes the treasure isn't at the end of the journey, it's who you become during the journey. Sometimes the beautiful thing isn't what you get, it's who you become in the process of staying hopeful when hope felt impossible. The character you're building, the faith you're strengthening, the compassion you're developing. These are treasures that no one can take away from you. These are beautiful gifts that will serve you for the rest of your life. So don't just look for beautiful to come to you. Look for beautiful that's growing in you. Look for beautiful that's healing in you. Look for beautiful that's rising in you. You are becoming something beautiful, and that's the most important miracle of all. Here's something powerful I want you to understand about the science behind this practice. Every time you speak words of hope, you're literally changing your brain chemistry. You're increasing levels of serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins while decreasing cortisol and other stress hormones. You're not just thinking yourself into a better mood, you're rewiring your neurological pathways. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections throughout life. When you repeatedly think hopeful thoughts and speak hopeful words, you're creating new highways in your brain that make hope easier to access. The more you use these pathways, the stronger they become. Eventually, hope becomes your default setting instead of despair. But here's where it gets even more interesting. When you speak hope into existence every hour, you're not just changing your internal environment, you're changing your external energy field. Everything in the universe vibrates, including your thoughts and words. Quantum physics tells us that consciousness affects reality at the subatomic level. Your hopeful declarations are literally sending ripples through the quantum field, attracting circumstances that match your new frequency. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is cutting-edge science. Your words have measurable electromagnetic frequency, and that frequency attracts similar frequencies. When you consistently vibrate hope, you attract hopeful circumstances. When you consistently vibrate expectancy, you attract beautiful surprises. It's not magic, it's physics. And here's the part that will give you chills. The universe responds faster to declarations made in moments of difficulty than to declarations made in moments of ease. When you choose hope in the valley, the universe takes notice. When you speak beauty in the darkness, creation itself listens. Your hourly declarations during hopeless times carry more weight than 1,000 affirmations spoken during good times. You're proving to yourself and to the universe that your faith is stronger than your circumstances. You're demonstrating that you believe in miracles, even when miracles seem impossible. And the universe rewards that kind of faith with exactly what you're declaring: something beautiful. I've seen this work in ways that defy logic. I've watched people declare hope in hospital rooms and receive unexpected healing. I've witnessed people speak beauty over financial ruin and attract unprecedented opportunities. I've observed individuals maintain hourly hope declarations during relationship disasters and find love beyond their wildest dreams. The pattern is always the same. Consistent hope in impossible circumstances creates impossible breakthroughs. But you have to stay consistent, even when staying consistent feels pointless. You have to keep declaring, even when declaring feels foolish. You have to maintain hope even when hope requires heroic effort. Because that's when miracles happen. Not when everything is easy, but when you choose faith anyway. Let me share something that might change how you see your current situation. What if what you're going through right now isn't punishment, but preparation? What if this difficult season isn't designed to break you, but to break you open to possibilities you never considered? What if your current hopelessness is actually hope in disguise, clearing away old dreams to make room for bigger ones? I know it's hard to believe when you're in the thick of struggle, when every day feels like an endurance test, when you wake up and immediately remember all the reasons to feel discouraged. But what if your pain is actually positioning you for something unprecedented? What if your setback is actually a setup? What if your breakdown is actually a breakthrough trying to break through? Consider this possibility. The universe might be preparing you for a blessing so big that you need to go through a strengthening process first. Think about a muscle that gets stronger by being challenged, not by staying comfortable. Think about a diamond that's created under pressure, not through gentle handling. What if your character is being forged in this fire so you can handle the beautiful thing that's coming for you? I want you to consider another possibility. What if saying, "Something beautiful is coming for me every hour," isn't just about what's coming to you, but what's coming through you? What if this practice isn't just preparing you to receive miracles, but preparing you to become a miracle for someone else? What if your future testimony of how you maintained hope in impossible circumstances will be the very thing that saves someone else from giving up? When you refuse to surrender to hopelessness, you're not just changing your own life. You're sending a signal to everyone around you that resilience is possible, that faith is reasonable, that miracles still happen. Your hope becomes contagious. Your declarations inspire others to make their own. Your breakthrough gives others permission to believe in their own. The beautiful thing coming for you might be the privilege of being a light in someone else's darkness. And here's something beautiful about timing that most people miss. Your miracle might not be late. It might be precisely on time for reasons you can't see yet. Maybe if your dream job had come last month, you would have missed meeting the person who's going to become your life partner at the job you start next month. Maybe if your business had taken off earlier, you wouldn't have developed the patience and wisdom you'll need to sustain success. Maybe if your healing had happened faster, you wouldn't have developed the compassion you'll need to help others through similar struggles. The universe isn't making you wait to be cruel. It's coordinating a symphony where your breakthrough harmonizes perfectly with other people's breakthroughs, creating something more beautiful than any of you could have created alone. Trust divine timing, even when divine timing challenges your human impatience. Let's talk about what happens when you've been faithful to your hourly declarations and beautiful things start showing up in your life. Because they will, and you need to be ready. First, you'll notice small, beautiful things at first. Little synchronicities, unexpected kindnesses, problems that resolve themselves, moments of unexpected joy. Don't dismiss these as coincidences. These are the universe's way of saying, I hear you, keep going. Acknowledge them, celebrate them, express gratitude for them. These small beauties are training you to recognize and receive bigger beauties. Second, you might experience what I call preparation periods, where beautiful things seem to be gathering momentum but haven't fully manifested yet. You might feel shifts in your energy, new ideas flowing, different opportunities presenting themselves, people responding to you differently. These are signs that your hourly declarations are rearranging your reality. Stay consistent during these periods because you're right on the verge of breakthrough. Third, when bigger, beautiful things start arriving, you might feel overwhelmed or even skeptical. Your brain might try to convince you it's too good to be true or that you don't deserve it. This is normal. Your subconscious has been programmed for struggle for so long that sudden beauty feels foreign. Breathe through these feelings. Thank the universe for exceeding your expectations, and keep making your hourly declarations to anchor yourself in the new reality. Fourth, remember that receiving beautiful things carries responsibility. When you've asked the universe for something beautiful and it delivers, honor that gift. Use it wisely, share it generously, and continue being the kind of person who attracts beautiful things. The universe loves to send more beauty to people who appreciate and steward beauty well. And finally, don't stop your practice once beautiful things arrive. Keep saying something beautiful is coming for me every hour, because beauty is not a one-time event, it's a way of life. There's always more beauty coming, always another miracle on the horizon, always another reason to maintain hope. Your declarations should evolve from desperate hope during dark times to grateful expectancy during bright times. But never stop declaring, because declaration is what keeps the flow of beauty active in your life. You're not just receiving one beautiful thing, you're becoming a person to whom beautiful things naturally flow. You're not just solving one problem, you're developing a relationship with miracles that will serve you for the rest of your life. Your hourly practice is creating a lifestyle of expectancy, a habit of hope, a pattern of receiving that becomes your new normal. So even when everything is going well, keep your alarms set. Keep making your declarations. Keep expecting something beautiful, because something beautiful is always coming for someone who consistently expects it. Let me tell you about the compound effect of hourly hope declarations, because this is where the real magic happens. When you first start this practice, each declaration might feel like dropping a pebble into an ocean, insignificant and powerless against the vastness of your problems. But here's what you can't see in those early days. Every single declaration is adding to a growing wave of positive momentum. Day 1 might feel pointless. Day 7 might feel slightly better. Day 21 might show small signs of change. But day 30, day 60, day 90, that's when you realize you've completely transformed your internal landscape. You've built an unshakable foundation of hope that no external circumstance can destroy. Your brain has literally rewired itself for optimism. Your energy field has recalibrated for attraction instead of resistance. Your default setting has shifted from expecting problems to expecting miracles. And once you reach that tipping point, beautiful things don't just come occasionally, they come consistently. You become someone who naturally attracts opportunities, relationships, resources, and experiences that others call lucky. But it's not luck. It's the predictable result of consistent hope declarations made when hope felt impossible. Think about compound interest. A small amount invested regularly grows slowly at first, then dramatically over time. Your hourly declarations work the same way. They're investments in your future reality that compound daily. Each declaration builds on the last, creating momentum that becomes unstoppable. Most people give up before they reach the compound effect. They declare hope for a few days or weeks, don't see dramatic results, and conclude the practice doesn't work. But transformation isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The people who stick with hourly declarations for months, who maintain faith through the slow periods, who keep declaring even when progress seems invisible. These are the people who experience life-changing miracles. They're also the people who become living proof that sustained hope creates sustained beauty in life. Here's something profound I want you to understand. By the time you've been doing this practice for 90 days, you won't just be receiving beautiful things, you'll be becoming a beautiful thing. The hope you've been declaring will have transformed your energy, your presence, your way of being in the world. People will be drawn to you without knowing why. Opportunities will find you without you seeking them. Problems will resolve more easily because you'll approach them from a place of hope rather than fear. You'll have become magnetic to beauty because you'll have become beauty yourself. The something beautiful coming for you isn't just external blessings. It's the beautiful person you're becoming through the practice of sustained hope. And that, my friend, is a miracle worth waiting for, worth working for, worth declaring into existence every single hour. Now let's address what to do when other people think you've lost your mind. Because when you start setting hourly alarms to declare hope in the middle of hopeless circumstances, people will have opinions. When you maintain optimism in the face of obvious challenges, some will call you naive. When you speak about beautiful things coming while beautiful things seem absent, some will suggest you're in denial. Here's what I want you to remember. Their disbelief in your practice doesn't diminish its power. Their skepticism about your declarations doesn't change their effectiveness. Their inability to see what you're creating doesn't mean it's not being created. You're not practicing hourly hope for their approval. You're practicing it for your transformation. Let them think what they want, while you focus on becoming who you're meant to be. In fact, their doubt can become fuel for your faith. Every time someone questions your practice, use it as motivation to prove that sustained hope creates sustained miracles. Every time someone suggests you're being unrealistic, remind yourself that someone who's never experienced miracles can't understand the mindset that creates them. You're operating at a frequency they haven't accessed yet, and that's exactly where you want to be. But here's something important. Be gentle with the doubters. Remember that their skepticism often comes from their own wounds, their own disappointments, their own lost hope. They're not attacking your practice. They're protecting themselves from the vulnerability of believing again. Send them love silently and keep declaring hope anyway. Your breakthrough might be the very thing that restores their faith in possibilities. Also, be wise about who you share your practice with. Not everyone is ready to hear about hourly hope declarations. Not everyone can hold space for your faith journey. Share with people who celebrate your growth, who encourage your transformation, who believe in your breakthroughs. Surround yourself with hope amplifiers, not hope diminishers. And remember, the best way to handle criticism is to let your results speak louder than your words. When beautiful things start manifesting in your life, when your circumstances begin to shift, when your energy becomes magnetic to miracles, people will stop questioning your practice and start asking about it. Your transformation will be your testimony. Your breakthrough will be your proof. Your miracle will be your message. Don't argue with skeptics. Just keep declaring. Don't debate with doubters. Just keep expecting. Don't convince critics. Just keep receiving the beautiful things that come from sustained hope. Your life will become the evidence that hourly declarations of hope create daily manifestations of beauty. And when people ask how you turn things around, you'll smile and say, I simply expected something beautiful every hour, until something beautiful became my reality. Here's your action plan for implementing this life-changing practice, starting right now. Take out your phone and set 12 alarms, one for each hour you're typically awake. Label each alarm, something beautiful is coming for me, so you see the words even if you can't speak them aloud in that moment. Commit to 90 days of this practice, not 7 days, not 30 days, but 90 full days of hourly declarations. Why 90 days? Because that's typically how long it takes to completely rewire a habit in your subconscious mind and to see substantial shifts in your external reality. When each alarm goes off, stop what you're doing for just 30 seconds. Take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart if possible, and say out loud, something beautiful is coming for me. Say it with conviction, even if you don't feel it yet. Say it like you're making a decree to the universe, because you are. If you're in a situation where you can't speak aloud, say it silently, but with the same intensity. If you miss an alarm, don't beat yourself up. Just catch the next one. The goal is progress, not perfection. Consistency matters more than perfection. 11 declarations out of 12 still creates powerful momentum. Keep a small journal or note on your phone where you record any beautiful things that show up each day, no matter how small. A kind text, a green light when you're running late, a discount at the store, a solution to a problem, a moment of unexpected peace. Train yourself to notice beauty so you can receive more of it. At the end of each week, review your beautiful moments and express gratitude for them. This weekly review will help you see patterns of beauty that you might miss day to day. You'll start to see evidence that your declarations are working even before the big miracles manifest. Share your practice with one person who believes in possibilities, who supports your growth, who will encourage you on days when faith feels difficult. Having a hope partner makes the journey easier and more accountable. But choose this person carefully, someone who will celebrate your small victories and remind you of your power when you forget. When beautiful things start manifesting, and they will, don't stop the practice. Keep declaring, because beauty is not a destination, it's a way of life. You're not just fixing one situation, you're creating a lifetime pattern of expecting and receiving miracles. Finally, trust the process, even when the process doesn't make sense. Trust that something beautiful is being prepared for you even when you can't see evidence of it. Trust that your consistent declarations are rearranging reality even when reality looks the same. Trust that miracles are real, that hope is powerful, and that something beautiful is always coming for someone who dares to expect it every single hour. Your transformation starts with your next alarm. Set it now, commit to the practice, and prepare to be amazed by what consistent hope can create in your life. Something beautiful isn't just coming for you. Something beautiful is about to become your new normal. If you've made it this far, something in you recognizes the truth of what we've shared. Your soul knows that hope is not naive, it's necessary. Your spirit understands that declaring beauty in dark times isn't denial, it's defiance against despair. You know, deep down, that something beautiful really is coming for you, and this practice is how you open the door to receive it. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. Inspiration without implementation is just motivation that fades by tomorrow. You have to do more than feel moved by these words. You have to move with them. You have to set those alarms. You have to make those declarations. You have to commit to 90 days of hourly hope, especially on the days when hope feels impossible. Because here's the truth, the universe is waiting for your signal. It's waiting for you to choose expectancy over anxiety, hope over hopelessness, faith over fear. Your hourly declarations are that signal. They're your way of telling the universe, I'm ready for beauty. I'm expecting miracles. I'm open to receive something wonderful. And the universe always honors that kind of clarity, that kind of consistency, that kind of courage. So right now, before you scroll to another video, before you get distracted by another notification, before you convince yourself you'll start tomorrow, set your first alarm. Set it for 1 hour from now. Write the label, "Something beautiful is coming for me," and commit to this practice. Commit to choosing hope every hour for the next 90 days. Commit to becoming living proof that sustained expectancy creates sustained miracles. Your future self is counting on your present self to make this decision. The beautiful life waiting for you depends on you declaring it into existence 1 hour at a time. The miracles that want to manifest in your life need your partnership, your participation, your persistent hope to become reality. This isn't just another self-help strategy. This is a spiritual practice that aligns you with the creative force of the universe. This isn't just positive thinking. This is positive being, positive expecting, positive receiving. And if this message has touched something deep in your soul, Share it with someone else who needs to remember that something beautiful is always coming for those who dare to expect it. Subscribe to this channel because we're building a community of hope warriors, people who refuse to surrender to despair, people who choose to speak beauty into existence even when beauty seems impossible. Together, we're proving that miracles are not rare. They're available to anyone willing to declare them every hour until they become reality. Your something beautiful starts with your next declaration. Make it now. Make it count. Make it the beginning of the most hope-filled chapter of your life. Because something beautiful isn't just coming for you, something beautiful is already on its way. Something beautiful is closer than you think. Something beautiful is about to change everything. And it all begins with your willingness to say so, every hour, until it's so. The alarm is set. The declaration is ready. The miracle is coming. Trust the process, trust your power, and trust that something beautiful is always, always coming for you.